The mission is to find your creative essence and express it and feel fully alive in that expression. And there are practicalities to figure out if there is a way to be able to live like that. But that is the fun of it in some ways. You know, if I look at my Venn diagram now, writer, storyteller, animal tracker, somehow it's all working, and there's coaching in there, and now that has resulted in speaking and storytelling. People pay me to do these things, and I have no idea how that really came to be. You can't go to like college to study for this job. It's just been consistently figuring out what I love to do and then finding ways to share it. That has been a formula that's worked for me.
Boyd Varty is a lion tracker, author, coach, and storyteller who brings forth ancient wisdom to help others find deep meaning and purpose in their life. In this conversation, Boyd shares how you can apply many of the same principles he's learned from tracking lions in the wild to discovering a path that's uniquely you.
Tracking, in a way, is you can find and follow a very unique path that other people wouldn't even be able to see. And I think that when you get into inner work, it's the same journey. Something in you knows, but you have to learn to follow that path to knowingness, to integrity, to what life is calling you to.
Boyd shares how an essential ingredient into living into your calling is changing your relationship with uncertainty.
Tracking, if you just think about the principles or the mentality of the tracker, you have to be comfortable with the unknown. You have to be willing to set out and teach yourself to attune to certain things. Amidst like tons of information, you have to see what's important to you, and you've got to train yourself for that. You have to figure out how to handle losing the track. You have to learn to work with what I would call the first track, which is the infinite possibilities. All you need is a track, and then the next clear track, and then the next clear track.
Boyd also believes we must rebuild the relationship with the intelligence in our bodies.
You just ask yourself from wherever you're sitting right today, like after every encounter, every meeting you have, how does my body feel? Every thought of activities you have to do, how does my body feel? And the awareness will start to guide you. In the tracking space, we call it developing track awareness.
Many people think this way of living may be risky or unrealistic, but Boyd shares how when you discover and align to your track, things tend to come together around you.
I think that if you can actually really tap into that unique expression, almost always there's new economies that want to form around it now. And I think a lot about ecosystems around, you can almost imagine like your own creativity, your own uniqueness is almost the rain in the ecosystem. And then things will want to grow, and sometimes it'll not be just one thing. You know, like I have 5 or 6 different jobs that I do now.
Before we get into this conversation, I want to ask you to join this amazing community of consciousness explorers. This whole idea of pursuing expanded consciousness and the boundaries of human potential while living a modern life is relatively new, which is why we interview revered masters, teachers, experts, and practitioners to help you on your own journey. To stay up to date on the latest conversations, simply click subscribe below and you'll be notified each time a new episode comes out. I am so grateful for all of your support and comments. I love reading them. Now let's dive into this conversation.